What up? What up? What's going on? It's your brother Legend back up in the building, back up here on live. Another day has gone by. Hope everybody's well. Got some topics up above. Brothers and sisters, what's going on? It is I, the Pan-African propagandist, up here again. Peace and love to all of y'all. Good evening, good evening. Much love to the highly melanated, the richly melanated. You know what I'm saying? The wealth is in your skin. Everybody. Hear me? I said, if you know what a hot comb is, tap like. Tap like, tap like. If what else? Yeah, unfortunately, too many of us know what a hot comb is. You know, it's a shame. We shouldn't have to know what a hot comb is. If you know what a hot comb is, tap like. If you've ever used cocoa butter or shea butter on your skin, please tap like. If you know that if you know why we need to call Tyrone, then tap like. If you know why sometimes we need to call Tyrone, tell him come over. If y'all know what I'm talking about, tap like. Somebody came up here didn't know who Louis Farrakhan was. If you know who Minister Farrakhan is, tap like. I'm not the biggest fan, but you know, still know who he is. Like, you know, I'm like kind of with him, you know? It's amazing how pro-black the Nation of Islam is. It is weird how anti-black the Nation of Islam is sometimes. Actually, I'll say that differently. It is amazing how pro-black the Nation of Islam is. It is very telling how pro-religious the Nation of Islam is. Does religion benefit us as Africans? That's something else we could talk about. Greetings, sister. What's going on? Shout out to all the Pan-African brothers and sisters. The red, black, and green. You know what I mean? If you've ever owned a comb that looks like this, please tap like. Oh wait. Oh no, I'm about to mess y'all head up. Hold on. Wait. Oh damn. I'm about to like mess up my whole life. Okay. All right. If you've ever used one of these in your life, if you've ever used one of these in your life, I need you to tap like. If you've ever used one of these in your life, I still got hair in it. I'll be using it on my beard. If you ever use one of these in your life, tap like, y'all. You know what I'm saying? With the fist. It has to have the fist. If it don't have the fist, you might have got it from like the corner store. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it has to be the steel. You know what I'm saying? Got to be the metal. You gotta have the fist right there. If it don't have the fist, it might fuck your head up. You don't want to do that. Spirit ain't right with that one. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said I got one now. Yeah, the fist make it official. There's actually a history behind that. I forgot what it was, but we talked about it in my Discord. There's a history behind the fist. It's there for a reason. It was of course, brothers and sisters, but it was forgot what the history was. Maybe someone in the comments knows and can type it in less than a paragraph. But yeah, you gotta have the fist on it. If you got the fist on it, please tap like. I need you to tap like. You know what I'm saying? If you've ever used blue hair grease in your life, tap like. Blue magic. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we use it anymore. Peace in the comments. I see you. Yeah. If you're in the Discord, I mean, it might be hard to find, but it's gonna take a little bit of scrolling. But we were talking about the origin of that. Somebody said I still use blue magic. Dang. Okay, I didn't know. I haven't used that in a minute. I haven't had an afro to use that. You know, I use that mango. Nah, I use mango lime to twist my hair, and then what do we use? We use this other oil. Don't make me start pulling out hair products, man. Me and my wife, we got this oil that don't build up. Like it's like real fresh. You know what I'm saying? Make your hair smell good. That's the thing for me as a brother. You know, as big as I am, I'm like kind of tall. So and you know, and I be kind of scruffy, but right now I'm just growing my beard out right now. So you know, but one thing about loving yourself is you can love yourself no matter what your hair is doing. You know what I'm saying? I just look more like my ancestors, so I ain't mad. But yeah, like I'm very I always try to make sure I smell good. You know what I'm saying? I hope shout out to all the brothers and sisters, of course. The sisters always smell good, but you know, shout out to the brothers that it don't gotta be cologne. You could get you some oils. You know what I'm saying? Just smelling good. You know, people walk past me, I could tell. You know, because they judge us already as black men. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you walk past you, they see you and they judge you, and then when you smell good, it'd be like a surprise. Like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? Oh snap, I thought he was just an N word. You know what I'm saying? That's how they treat us. That's how they treat us. You know, kill them with the smell good. You know, shoot. But yeah, man, back again, back again. You know, we got some topics to talk about, and this is what we were trying to talk about yesterday. But then the live got co-opted by the biracial brigade. And you know, no shade. Much love for the biracial brothers and sisters. Of course, we love y'all. We love the biracial brothers and sisters. We do not see you any differently than us. If you have a black parent and you are a brother or sister, that's what's up. We love you just the same. But if you come up here and you say you are anything but black, we giving you side eye. That's it. If you come up here and you telling us, well, my mom and my dad, we ain't ask you all that. We asked who you were. What is your race? And then you start telling us your mom and your dad's race. You getting side eye. This is a black space. This is an intentionally black space. Like not even like just wanting to start little culture wars and start picking on little. Exactly. That's what we giving them, the pause. Exactly. That's what's going to happen. Don't come up here talking about your mom and your dad. Someone came up here yesterday and said, "What's good, Molly? I see you down there, sister." Somebody came up here yesterday talking about I'm black mixed with brown or something. You know what I'm saying? Not brown the race. Like he said he's black mixed with spicy black. It was weird. It threw the whole thing off. Like, Huh? Like, what are you talking about? That was weird, man. That was wild. Yeah, black and yeah, he said you Sudanese. Man, the Sudan, y'all got to get it together. Sudanese brothers, sisters, they out there now. Don't forget, don't lump them all up together by their nationality. Understand? Because there's a Sudanese. Actually, is he from Sudan? No, I think he's from Ethiopia. I think he's from Ethiopia. Yeah, nah, he from Ethiopia. The brother I'm thinking about, but um, he definitely is pro-black as hell. Like, I don't know. He's educated. I don't know if y'all know who I'm talking about. He's an Ethiopian young man, young. Like, he looked like he like maybe 21, 20, and he be making little videos. That brother is on point. I'll be shocked because I'll be thinking by the time you get over to East Africa, everybody be looking like Dominicans. Like I'm no black. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, not this brother. He's B1. So understand that they are out there. They are out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. It is not an Iron Man shirt. It's Iron Maiden. Somebody said, "Dang, who?" Listen. I'm gonna do a stitch with him just cause I gotta highlight his platform. He's definitely B1. I don't know his name. I got like it's one of them things. I gotta like search it and it'll come up type shit. But all right. Nobody wants to come up and answer the questions, huh? This maybe is not the most exciting prompt. Does anybody want to come up and talk about the questions? Does feminism benefit black people? Does religion benefit black people? Do interracial relationships benefit our people? And does being pro-Palestine benefit black people? Let's think critically. Come on up if you want to talk about it. I really wanted to kind of like troll, but I didn't want to do that. So I chose not to. And I chose to just ask the questions. But if I really wanted to get people in here, I could have said some wild shit up here. I might do that tomorrow. I don't know. But I don't want to like heat up the live too much on bullshit. I hate it when the show turns into Maury. Like I'm trying to keep this away from the Jerry Springer show. You know what I'm saying? I want this to still be a productive discussion in some sense, have some type of value. You know what I'm saying? Because we can talk about different groups that are supposed to be aligned with oppressed people, such as feminism. Feminism is supposed to be something that benefits our people. It's supposed to be something that are more geared towards our women. I just don't see any results. Religion, the same thing. I feel like religions like Islam have failed at their duty to mankind. That's what Dr. John Henry Clark said. He said they have failed their duty to mankind. Like, the purpose of your religion was the betterment of mankind and morality and justice and fairness and you know doing things with good merit and good intention, then religion has failed us, y'all. Religion has failed us as a people. Um, Religion is something that we as Africans accept because as Africans, we're very spiritual. That is across the board what Africans, Afrocentric scholars can all agree on. Our spirituality comes first. That's our humanity. Like, as African people, we go for like we go with our spirit. We lead with that. You know what I'm saying? We believe things in their purest form, which is why a lot of us believe democracy and voting for the Democrats is the answer. Because we actually believe that democracy works. Like, we actually believe that this version of democracy. Now, we had democracy before the Europeans. We gotta remember that. They didn't invent democracy. Europeans did not invent democracy. Well, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, all those weirdos, they didn't invent democracy. That was not their invention. It wasn't the Romans, it wasn't the Greeks. Democracy already existed on the African continent way before them. And they took what we had, just like with religion, because remember, I'm talking about religion right now. They took what we had going, they took it, turned it around, and now they use it against us. Now they've used it for political means, right? And democracy is always going to involve politics, but what I'm saying is they've used it for their own political gain. Why is it that Republicans make up a minority of the country? Republicans make up a minority. Most people didn't want to end abortion rights, but yet anti-abortion, laws have been passed. Like, most people want the minimum wage to go up. However, the minimum wage does not go up because the Republicans, who make up 1/3 of the country, and 2/3 are not Republican, but because of that 1/3, they're more powerful. Why is that? Because democracy, I thought, was whoever gets the most votes wins. Wherever most people want is supposed to happen, right? So if that's the case, are we in a democracy? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? That being the case, what I'm trying to say about religion is also that all the roots of all religions started with African spirituality, and then it went somewhere else. And when it went somewhere else, whether it was Asia or West Asia, we now call it the Middle East. The Middle East is a European term, but anyway, it's West Asia. Either it went to West Asia or it went to Europe. They took our spirituality and then turned it against us. And we still believe in the spirituality. So we believe them when they say that they're Christian. We believe them when they say they love their neighbor. We believe them when they say thou shalt not this and that. But they've only used it for political means. They don't use it. They just use it, God bless America, to get you to vote for them. They use it to disarm you. But that's it. And the same thing with Islam. They use Islam the same way. We believe in the spirituality that it comes with, because that was our spirituality to begin with. So we created that. That came from us. But they use it for political means. They use it to colonize and take from your land and take over Africa, Northern Africa. You know what I'm saying? And then they teamed up at some point. Queen Elizabeth I, it gets real wild after that, around that time. I was listening to John Henry Clark break it down. This is in my Discord too, b1initiative.org if you want to check it out. The Discord has a lot of this information. But it gets really deep. But long story short, religion has always been used to colonize, and it's always been used for political means off the continent of Africa. And it's been used on I'm saying it is used on the continent of Africa too, but when it was taken off, it began to be used for political means to subjugate Africans. And it's a wild thing we could talk about, We believe in things in its purest form, and that's part of our problem. I tell people, I'm like, I don't think it's a pro-black statement to say that we should all be voting. Voting for who? I'm supposed to vote for somebody that don't give a damn about me and my people? Tell anyone else that. Like, go tell anyone else, this person don't give a damn about you or your people, and it's not going to improve the situations of you or your family really in either direction, because it really don't matter. But go vote for them. Like, that's not going to work. That's not going to work with anybody else but us, because we actually believe that if we put in enough votes and we vote against our oppressor, he'll just say, you beat me. It's over, guys. It's all over now. Free all the Africans out, free everyone out of jail that went to jail, and everybody that's in the neighborhoods we redlined them into, and yeah, just free everybody. They beat us. They voted us out of office. Oh, darn. change the Constitution to, raise the price of the goods out of Africa to fair prices. And now we'll buy it at a fair price instead of just stealing it from y'all for pennies. We'll buy it at a fair price now. We'll stop exploiting the children of Africa. They beat us. They voted us out of office, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, racism is over. We'll hire everyone with equal, not even equal. Like, we want equity. We'll hire black people more because they've been disenfranchised more for 400 years. Let's give it to them. Everything y'all want, you voted us out of office. That's not going to happen with democracy, y'all. We believe we can change things through voting because we believe in things in its purest form. We actually believe these things. And what the Europeans and the Arabs do is they use these things for political purposes. They couldn't be Christian and have a thing called slavery happen in this country. They couldn't be Christian and unalive all the indigenous Americans the way they did. They don't believe in Christianity. We do. That's what, I mean, we could talk about it to come up. Vice, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm well, man. Good to hear from you. Hope you're well.
Yeah, but and it's you know what it's like you were saying, voting really doesn't do nothing because I mean, look, for example, if you look at historical examples like the apartheid regime in South Africa, they
Mm.
didn't flip that on its head by voting. They had to fight
Yeah,
to flip it
right.
on its head and
Mm-hmm.
dismantle the white power structure. So they didn't do that by voting. If it
Right.
was just by votes, it'd still be there and they'd still be ruling the country. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. No revolution has really been completed peacefully or through voting. Because, I
Right.
mean, you're just voting on a different way to be oppressed. That's really all it is.
That's facts.
So, I like this oppression better. Let me do this. Or it's
Yeah.
like, you know what, we're still oppressed, but hey, at least we get to go to school. Our kids get to go to school with white kids. That's better
Mm-hmm.
now. It's like, come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
and
yeah.
then I mean, even Mandela, when he was president, he didn't think to give the land back to the people. Actually dismantle some of the oppressive
Mm.
systems that were in place that still exist today. He won the
And
presidency. You
And
know.
the thing with the ANC that I notice,
Hmm.
here's the difference why it went differently in Zimbabwe versus South Africa. The ANC, they are trying to do this the legal way and go by the book. Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe's government, they simply just said screw it, threw the book out, and violently kicked them off. Which, I mean,
Mm.
honestly, I feel like that's a more quicker and direct approach than, because you know what?
Hmm.
Going through the legislator, and all of that, it takes a lot of time, a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the thing is, government bureaucracies are too slow. You don't get things. I mean, they've made some progress, yes, but it's not quick enough, right?
Mm.
Or as quick as it could be. So it's just that government
Yeah.
bureaucracy just takes up too much time. They need to just throw out the book.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, I have hope. I'm having hope for the next generation of Africans. Um, and because I know at least here in America, Gen Z don't take no shit because they have more information than we had. So I'm hoping they can use that information, to be honest. And I'm hoping this we'll see a change because, it upsets me. Like Zimbabwe gets treated like Haiti, kind of like with the sanctions. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
it's kind of
crushing
wild.
sanctions. But I'm
Yeah.
glad to see they're not backing down though. And what this
Right.
person says, Africa is based on tribalism and impure. You know what? Tribalism, although I don't know, I will say that tribalism though, for real, is a serious problem
Mm.
in Africa though. That
Mm-hmm.
is an unfortunate truth. Even today, because in a lot
Tribalism's
of
a
ways,
problem everywhere, though. I'll be honest.
that's yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And
Tribalism in,
and
in, in America is the Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, that's true as well. But
Hmm.
you know what? They do have one thing in common. Neither of them give a damn about minorities. Really,
Hmm.
they don't. So they at least
Hmm.
have that in common. I mean, Malcolm did say that the difference between Republicans and Democrats is the difference between a wolf and a fox, right?
Right.
You know, Republicans being the wolves, Democrats being the foxes who pretend to be your friends and give a damn about you while
Hmm.
they're, you know, sticking a knife in your back. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Yep. So, that's the thing. Like, and on many points I do agree with him. On some points I don't. But
Ooh, Malcolm?
no, I was about to say Dr. Umar, but
Oh.
that's the thing, man. Dr. Umar is the only he's the only conscious voice of right now that speaks from an American perspective on things. Well, it's an African perspective, but an American voice, and so it's like it's hard to refer to him because he's made himself such a character, and so many people make fun of him. But
That dude's hilarious.
he is, he is, but isn't that the African way of telling stories, like to be entertaining,
Yeah.
But yeah, he was saying even in South Africa, don't vote for anybody that's not gonna do something for you, as a
Yeah.
people, like for our community. If it's not gonna do something, if they're not gonna do something for our community, don't vote, because not voting would show them our power. Not voting
Yes.
would show them, oh snap, we got to do something to win over black people because we're gonna lose this next election. We got to do something. We gotta do some show ourselves that we have done something for this community. Otherwise, we're not going to win elections in the future. Right now, we just vote
Mm.
blue no matter who, and that's
Yeah,
obvious with Joe Biden. Yeah.
exactly. I mean, I don't understand. I observing American politics, I've never understood for real though. Black
Mm-hmm.
America's loyalty to the Democratic Party. Or, I mean,
Yeah.
but even for the ones who vote Republican, but I notice there's like this, because I guess there's this perceived, they're the savior heroes of
That's
minorities
what
in
it
the
is.
US.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that tells me that people don't read enough, because if they knew the history of the Democratic Party, they would
Mm-hmm.
know that that's a party of the Triple K's.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yeah.
lot of people don't know that.
Well,
They founded it.
there. Yeah. Right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's if you take it back. So it did like a flip. With this guy Strom Thurmond. Is that his name? Somebody in the comments can
Yeah.
correct me. I think it was Strom Thurmond. He was a far right leaning. I think he was a Democrat, and he flipped over to Republican.
He
It was
was a
like a
Oh,
thing.
Dixiecrat.
Yeah,
he was
Dixiecrat. There you go. Yeah. So
Dixiecrat.
I
Oh,
apologize for interrupting, but
no,
yeah,
you're
he's a
right.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Dixiecrat. Oh,
Yeah. So yeah. So there was a flip, and during that time, I mean, after that time, uh, Lyndon B. Johnson, Martin Luther King, all of them, they came together. They gave us the Civil Rights Act, and Lyndon B. Johnson said that black people would be voting for Democrats for the next, I think he said 400 years. He was like, we got them, like we give them a little bit of something. They'll never forget this. And
yeah.
it worked,
And the hilarious thing is how many black people are actually aware that he said that, and they are aware that he said that.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not computing that. It's like, okay, you know that he said that, you know
Cognitive
that he
dissonance.
fooled y'all, and you're still voting for them. What's the matter with
Yeah.
you?
That's what Dr. Joy DeGroy talks about. It's cognitive
Yeah.
dissonance. I would say me too, because I work every day to fight my cognitive dissonance. I don't have it in certain places where my critical thinking is just too high, but there is a slight cognitive dissonance, and you have to work against it. Like, if you ask me, I've never even left America, so I've never even been to like
Oh,
Africa. But if you were to ask me if I would feel more comfortable here or in Africa, I would say here. Now, how in the hell does that make sense?
well,
You
that's
see
the
what I'm
thing. And
saying?
you know
So
what? And you know
I
what?
know that up here. So
Yes.
now that's the cognitive dissonance. So that's why me and my wife, we getting ready to travel. We
Yes.
can't just
Good.
pick up and leave right now, but we've already planned to. Her cousin is already moving to Africa, to
Mhm.
Tanzania. So we already like planned a trip, and we're gonna link up with them in certain places and like get a little, get a little culture in us.
Yeah,
But
because yeah,
yeah,
they're doing this to scare you, right?
yeah,
Telling you
I
that
know.
everywhere else is most places are safer than only Latin America. That's the only region on Earth more dangerous than the United States. Take that in.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They're doing it to
It's no.
scare you, man.
As a black man, there's no reason I should feel more safe in this country than anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
shouldn't be here. Like, and
No.
I know that, and I study that, and I talk about it all the time. But that's just a small example. I don't actually feel like I would be in danger somewhere else. It's just that I've never left, so I don't know what else is out there other than what I talk to brothers like yourself, different people. I'm from New York, so I've met people from other countries. I know it's not all that the TV says it is, but that's a small in me where I've had to fight cognitive dissonance. And then there's some people that, something go down right now, they're gonna feel like they can call the police. Like,
Yeah.
you think the police are gonna make you safer? You know what I'm saying? Like, you get in a
Exactly.
little fight with your mom. Like, I know somebody who's actually the mom called the police on her when they were just arguing. And it's like, why you calling the police on your daughter? Y'all are both black. What you want? You think they're gonna help you? Like, you scared of your
I don't
daughter? You need to
know.
be scared of the police. But
It's just
cognitive
you see
dissonance.
what
Yeah.
cognitive dissonance and brainwashing and let
Mm-hmm.
me tell you though, is I've even though I've visited Africa, never lived over there, but I have lived in Jamaica before,
Yeah.
majority black country, and I will tell you that you will love like if you go to Kenya, I don't know, are you planning to
That's
go
where I
there?
want to go.
You're
That's
gonna
where I
love it
want to
there, I
go.
promise you. You will.
I
You will
want.
love it
I'm
there.
really thinking about getting property. I already started looking at real estate. I got my cousin. Like I said, he's already getting real estate in Tanzania. He's got some people. I do know a few other Kenyan brothers that they. I've known them for years, but I still got to go there and experience it before I decide I want to move somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I'm gonna go spend like a few months over there. Maybe like even 6 months. Me and my wife. That's our
Yeah.
plan. Is to just like I'm not going there just for like a weekend. Like I'm really about to go over there, take it in. I'll probably make videos. She make videos too. It'll be
Right.
fun. Yeah.
And to live there, I would highly recommend choosing between either Kenya or Botswana in southern Africa.
Mm.
Those are
Okay.
two very good countries,
Yeah.
from what I know to live. So, like those,
Now,
that's
how is the
something to
food?
consider.
I gotta go to the next guest, but how is the food? Because listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love African people. I love my people.
Yeah.
But over here in the United States, every time I've tried Nigerian food or what else? I had Ethiopian food.
Right.
Listen, bro, it's not it, man. I love them. I love my people,
All right. Look,
and I
it's an
tried, but
it's an
it is
acquired taste.
dry.
Well,
What?
that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
an acquired taste, like, because you know what? And
Yeah,
you
I need to
look at, for
acquire it.
example, exactly. If you like look at the difference between Africa, have you tasted any Caribbean food, for example?
Oh yeah, no, see, no, wait, see, don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Caribbean food I can do
Well,
all
that's the
day.
thing.
Roti, the jerk chicken, all of that. Shout out to the Caribbean brothers and sisters. Listen, wait, hold on. I gotta get to the Caribbean brothers. The Trinidadian food in Brooklyn, yes. The Jamaican food. I've had some really good Jamaican food, and then honestly, one of my favorites, Dominican food in New Jersey. We got some great Dominican food.
Yeah.
I can do the Caribbean. I don't know about someone said Jamaican food is the best. Haitian food got kind of weird for me. I wasn't expecting
Right.
okra. I
I like
wasn't expecting okra and everything. So that kind of weirded me out. I didn't know what
Okra.
it was
Oh,
at the time. It
yeah,
was
yeah.
like okra
I
tastes
don't
like
like it
snot.
either.
Yeah, it tastes
Yeah, I
like
don't.
snot.
I
I
don't
don't
do
know. I gotta get used to that. But
that.
listen, I'm getting there. I know that's the American in me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I gotta be reintroduced to my own culture in certain ways. But I'm gonna get there.
Well, that's a thing. Like with the difference, you have to, like with African food, like Caribbean food, it tastes better, yes. But the thing is, you have to take into account health-wise, Caribbean food is not as good for you. It
Mm-hmm.
really is. I mean, they don't spare, the salt and the deep fried. It's basically like southern soul food.
I'm about
You
to
know,
say
very
soul
much
food is
deep
way
fried and
worse.
soul.
Trust me.
They talk
Yeah,
trash about.
Exactly.
I'm married to a
yeah.
Jamaican, and he talked trash about my family, how they put salt and stuff. So it's not as bad. Not as bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think soul food is like the best drug you ever had, and now I gotta like settle for the rest of the diaspora. But we gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta eat better anyway. But let me go to the next guest, man. She been waiting up here. 6'2" Peaches. What's going on, sister?
Hey, King, how are you?
I'm well, Queen.
Few few
Yeah, go
things.
ahead.
Few things. So number one, my dad is from Jamaica, and I grew up spending half my life in Jamaica, and spent actually the first formative years all throughout Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will tell you that that Ghanaian food is amazing. And
Hmm.
okra is actually from Africa. We just don't
Right.
ever say that, but it's actually from Africa. But
Mm-hmm.
in Ghana, for instance, Ghana and Kenya are both offering money for Black Americans to be expats there. So, for instance, for Ghana, they're offering
Mm-hmm.
like $30,000 to to you,
Oof.
free of charge, to come and become a citizen. And
35,000
Wow.
US?
US dollars.
You
Because
gotta be
understand,
lying. Are you serious?
I am so serious.
Nah, you guys
I
send me
no
that.
no.
Put that in my
I will send
DM.
you, okay. I'll
Don't play
send
with
you
me.
it.
I'm serious. Put
No,
it in my
no, I
DM.
will. I will, because I love you and your wife. I will absolutely send it to you.
Please. Okay.
So yeah, so there's a huge, believe it or not, Ghana, Kenya, there's another, Equatorial Guinea and Panama, of all places, have the
Panama.
highest amount of expats
Mm.
coming to them from the US, expats, people of the global majority in general, but Black people in specific. So
Okay.
I will send you that info.
Oh yeah, I'm
But
down to go to all those places.
yeah, yeah,
Panama
yeah.
especially,
And let me
man.
tell you something about Panama. Panama, you can, on average, now I will tell you, believe this or not, and this is
Hmm.
even for YT Americans. Panama has the largest influx of expats, and it has the lowest cost of living. So if you make, for instance, from Social Security here, if you have, like, to live on a yearly basis in Panama, for instance, will cost you about one eighth what it costs in the best area in the U.S. for
Mm.
cost of living. So it's
Wow.
just very, yeah.
Yeah, see
So I
that's
just wanted to
my
I
my my
apologize. Go
whole
ahead.
little my whole little personal game plan. I'm working on my nonprofit. I want to kind of get things off the ground, and then hopefully, not even hopefully, but I'm really actively like planning this out, so that by the time I'm leaving, I'll be able to still do my work, but
Yes.
it's Pan African, so I can
Yes.
wherever we at, I
You
can,
can
you
be
know what I'm saying?
worldwide.
So yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
right,
and I will also DM you so I can help in any way, because that's part of my business that I do, is helping businesses do that. So that's a whole
nice.
nother further, as they
Please
say down
DM me.
south. We'll have to,
Yeah,
yeah. So, but I wanted to, I always have to chime in on your questions, but the
yeah.
biggest
Go
thing, and
ahead.
I was looking at a lot in the comments, is
Mm-hmm.
what we have to understand is that the original people, who are African people, who are Black people, we are the people of the global majority. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, we are of the full diaspora, and we come in many facets. But one thing that is true among all people, all Aboriginal, all African people,
Mm-hmm.
which, when you get outside of people of the global majority, meaning when you get to YT people, I think something with a loss of melanin also is a loss of spirit. But we are spiritually tied to the earth.
Mm.
Everything we did, everything we created, everything we worked upon, all facets of faith and interaction, even intertribally, even among tribal warring, factions. We
Mhm.
always did everything based on faith.
Mhm.
And so the powerful thing is that is kind of that thumbprint, that Pan-African thumbprint among all of us is there, that
Mhm.
DNA thumbprint. So the reason that we can be in this country and desire to believe, I don't even think it's that we want to. I think it's
Mhm.
because we actually, that thumbprint makes us need to believe that inherently somewhere in some YT person there has to be some little minute little itty bitty eye drop in the drop of the drop in the eyedropper
Mhm.
of that original man still
Right.
in him, that he will move in a better way because of one's faith. We desire to believe that because it is inherently within each of us. So
Mm.
because we don't find that, I feel as if that cognitive dissonance about which you were speaking, it actually the YT people have done it so well that not only do we have it here, but they have imparted it to us on the African continent.
Mm.
Meaning, if you talk to African people, the images that they are given of Black Americans
Mhm.
is, we're either pimps,
Mm.
hoes, thugs,
Mhm.
all we do is rap or play sport. Like the lack of connection among our beauty to one another, they have worked diligently at just breaking and berating. So as Black Americans, we are the only people on this planet that have a created culture because our cultures were stolen from us from the
Mhm.
motherland. So
Mhm.
imagine like you and I could be best friends and we could actually be from completely warring factions, warring tribes in Africa. We could be, we're supposed to be arch enemies on the continent, but because we don't have any tie to that here, we can be best friends. And we just like divided up, like I heard you say you're from New York, so we just divided up like the boogie down to the, you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
and we don't even realize those are some of those thumbprints from our original from our original locations. The reason we have like my hood versus your hood is because that's that DNA thumbprint that we have
Wow.
from the continent. We just don't, but
Mhm.
they have created such excellent efforts behind that cognitive dissidence that we are separatist among ourselves. That's what's so it's so insidious about it. We are separatist among ourselves, even in this country. We are
Mm.
separatist among ourselves from our original country. And so
Mhm.
it's something that we have to, it's why I love you so much. Speaking not just truth to power, but speaking to our own selves
Mm.
to awaken one another to the beauty of how we are tied to one another, how we are spiritually interconnected, and how that brings us right back to the original man and the original continent. So I know I'm going long and I apologize. So for the questions, the issue with
Mm.
feminism in its original form was supposed to be empowering, and I'm using this in air quotes,
Yeah.
empowering women. But what happened is feminine feminism has become where we made the mistake is we have actually now you have to understand all these things in this country we bastardize everything and we turn it because we want to make a profit and we want there to be haves and have-nots in everything we do, unfortunately. So having said that, feminism got flipped on its ear, and what we ended up doing is we have taken on traits that we didn't care for in men in the first place and then put ovaries and fallopian tubes to them and been like, "Ha, we're equal," or and I keep telling people, I wish you'd stop saying equal because there is no equal; it's equitable. But we've taken on inherently bad traits that we didn't care for, especially in the YT male power structure, and put breasts on them and been like, "Ha, now we're feminists and we've arrived," or and it's just it has become a complete farce. So feminism, just like any other, in its original form, it should have been a way to, like, from the suffrage movement. It was supposed to be a fight for women to just have certain rights. So we mistake that as, okay, it's women trying to be equitable. No, it was just basic rights. And originally that was supposed to help people of the global majority and enslaved people, because it was a kind of a blueprint, if you will, for just basic human rights. That's why we call them civil rights, because it's just civil to to allow people who you have built this country on their backs, allow them to vote, have a say in the political structure, allow them to be equitably represented, allow, things like that. And the fact that we have to ask you to allow that shows NYT people their cognitive disconnect, not dissidence, but their complete disconnect from their humanity and their spirit. There's a complete disconnect there. Religion, we are the originators of, I always say that religion is man's way of bringing God or the spirit or the ancestors, whatever you want to call it, energy down to his level of understanding. But holiness and spirituality is God or the ancestors' way of bringing us up to their level of expectation. So religion is a total, you know how, I forgot what it wasn't Nietzsche, but it might have been Nietzsche said the opiate of the masses. um, we are the originators of faith. And it was not just about like one deity. It was about, again, our interconnectedness and the beauty of the spirit and the beauty of the elders and the newcomers to the earth. And then those of us in between being the bridge among generations. So it does not, in its current form and in its bastardized form, it does not help Black people. And I would assert that it doesn't help any people, but Black people in specific. You already know how I feel about interracial marriage. But anyway, that goes without being said. I'm not even going to get into that. But what is so powerful that you have up here is about pro-Palestinian. And again, what we know as Palestinian, what we know as the Jewish state, what we know as Gaza, and all of that over there, again, has been bastardized because of political and financial means versus the original peoples, and versus the fact that that was originally all part of Africa. And just calling it Palestine, calling it the Middle East, all of that is, again, that attempt at not only cognitive dissidence, but to really bolster the us versus them. And so I think that it not only doesn't benefit Black people, I think it even causes more harm to some of the original people who are of Palestine and of that entire area. Because again, if we pull Palestinians and people of the original continent, if we pull them to America and if we pull them to being Black, then Black in America, we automatically rob them of all of the culture and the stuff that we have been robbed of. They need to keep that. So being pro-Palestinian can be, it's just, it's a great resume filler in this country. It's a great, it's great for that, but it does not benefit us here, and it does not oddly enough benefit them there. And so I that was really all I wanted to say. I love you as always. I will get you that info. I'm gonna start putting the info together. Give your wife a hug for me, and I'm gonna drop out and go back in the comments.
Ashe, sister. One love. I appreciate you too.
Ashe, love you more. Love you
Love.
more.
Love. Right. I'm gonna go to the next guest. Everybody down below. Everybody, please tap like, tap like. She turned the comments back on. Okay. Tap like, tap like. Let's get to 30K likes. Really appreciate y'all as you listen along. Tap like. And don't forget to gift the panel, man. You hear somebody in here spitting facts, gift the panel or send gifts to the just to the live to me, just to let the algorithm know that you're getting value from this. That helps it refer to your friends and whoever else is around, especially if you're melanated. Tap like so that your melanated friends and all them could come in here too. Appreciate you. Slim Lee, could you give us your age, race, and pronouns, please?
My age.
Age, race, and pronouns.
Oh, 32, and I am Black African American, whatever you guys want to go with. I'm not with that. I'm she, her, whatever. I mean, I don't know. No one asked me that before, so I think you guys get it. But anyways, does feminists benefit Black people? I think it was supposed to be like, from my understanding of hearing people talk about this, because I come on the debates and just listen to everybody talk, that it came from time ago when women wanted to fit in and feel equal and all this other stuff. I don't want to feel that way, okay? I don't want to feel that way. I don't believe that we should even be fighting for that, because now it's starting to ruin homes, and especially for Black Americans, like our homes have already been ruined through the 80s, through drugs and all this, and our fathers being taken out of the homes, and so for a group of women now to turn feminism into something like we don't need a man, or it's crazy to me, because I think that a household needs a man and a woman in order for the kids to get everything they need. So that's just that question. Does religion benefit Black people? I'm going to speak on my opinion, so please don't get mad at me. No, I don't think it benefits us at all. I think it makes us feel as if we have to think positive, or even if someone does us wrong, we got to just think the positive. I think that's just a way of controlling our thoughts, because after slavery, they gave you a Bible. They gave you a Bible, and then they told you abide by it because this is how you're supposed to live and all this other stuff. But I'm like, would they give you anything to benefit you? Would they really give you anything to benefit you? And just like she was talking about deities and all that, like, that's what I want to learn about. I want to learn about stuff like that, because that's something that I feel, but as long as that Bible been in front of me, I don't feel nothing from it. So I don't believe that it benefits us, but that's just my experience, because my mother, she from the South, and you could tell her all day, and she gonna say, she rocking with the Bible. But, that's just my opinion on that question. Do interracial marriage benefit Black people? No, I don't think it benefits us, and it don't hurt us. I don't even, that question doesn't, I don't know about that question. Like, does being pro-Palestine, okay, I don't want to answer this question because I don't know much about what's going on right here. If anybody, that's why I was listening to what she had to say about that, and I'm here to listen to everybody on that topic, because I don't know much about what's going on with that whole situation. So I don't want to speak on
It doesn't benefit.
Yeah, I
It
don't even want
doesn't.
to speak on it, because I'm like, I don't know. Why Panther paws equal kick ass? I don't. What's that?
That's just a rule. You know. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't benefit at all. Not in the slightest.
But
And and it's like I said before, it's like if this same thing was happening in Africa with the Star people occupying African lands, neither would jump in. And you see how Afro-Palestinians are treated. I'm sure you've heard of that. So, I mean, yeah, there is no benefit. It's really just another movement, standing up for them. That's just gonna not benefit Black people as a whole. And a lot of them, they're political tools. I mean, even like the first question, the feminism thing, and she rightly stated that how it destroyed the Black American family structure, and why it's resisted so rigorously in majority Black countries, is because it's like, look, we've seen the effect it's had on the West and what it did to them and their family structures. And even though it's affected Black America the most, don't get it twisted. White people's houses are on fire too.
yeah, definitely.
Their family structure is imploding. It may be slower, but it is.
Their birth rate is over. It's already negative.
Exactly. So, and that's why they reversed, because they used, with the feminism thing, they used abortion to try and target Black America after desegregation. But then that same weapon that they were using ended up backfiring against them as well. So they're like, it didn't work out like we thought it would, so let's try to reverse it. And
That's
now
why.
they're backtracking.
That's why they passed. I mean, that's why they revoked women's abortion rights because their birth rate is officially negative as of I think last year,
Yeah.
or was it around? Yeah, like last year, or the year before, it officially hit like negative 0.1.
Oh
So
yeah,
that,
it's in the bloody toilet. Only immigration is keeping American population above the water.
and we know that's not an African problem. We
Nope,
good.
not at all.
Yeah, we good. Yeah, so ain't nothing wrong with that. And I'm gonna go to the next guest.
It's a
Appreciate
political.
y'all tapping like. We had 28. Let's get to 30K likes. We almost there. 2K likes to go. And Corey, could you give us your age, race, and pronouns, please?
Hello?
It's a political.
Yeah, we hear you.
My age is my age is 27. My race is black. Like Jamaican. I think I.
I ain't
Get
playing.
rid of him.
Yeah, I ain't playing with y'all. Pint size G, could you give us your age, race, and pronouns, please?
You talking to me, King? Okay, thought it was still his turn. I was just, hey, brother legend is always a blessing as usual. And 47 years old. They call me Pint Size G. And I really wanted to touch on a lot more about what you was talking about with the travels, but I'm gonna stick to the questions for now. And if you got me a few seconds at the end where I can ask some questions about how y'all gonna do the travel, because I done paid for my house. I don't know whether to rent it out or to just take my money and run right now. But I'm gonna hop back to the questions.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Everything
Yeah,
is
we hear
fine.
you.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. It says, I'm not even the feminism part. To me, that's another part of segregation. I mean, that's just like everything else, Jim Crows and all that. This division, basically division. They making a woman against the man. And to me, once all are, they not really afraid of the black man or the black woman. I believe, in my opinion, that they are afraid of the black man and the black woman coming together. When we come, that is the most power right there. Me, all right, I'm hard. She might be an empress or whatever, but when we get together, that's where the magic happens. So the feminism stuff, and like somebody else said, I don't really know what that consists of actually. All I ever see is like, when I hear about feminism, they speaking against men. And so that's definitely not helping nobody. And all our men getting took away like it ain't even nothing. Does religion benefit black people? It hasn't been. We talked about that a little bit on the last time I hopped on with you. Sir, no, sir, Bobby. How is we gonna let somebody who beat us down, went all around the whole world, the whole planet, and dogged everybody out? I find it pretty baffling to think they're gonna give me a book to save me. I think that is outrageous.
Yeah.
So that's definitely not happening. And then what you say? Do interracial marriages? No, sir. I don't know how that's benefited. That definitely ain't going. We ain't did nothing but lose. Even your boy who just did the movie, he hopped in there in a racial relationship, got all that money, and now he done. He's a done deal. Jonathan something. He ain't important to me because he went for the okie doke. He a goofy.
You know what
But
happened to him, right? A few days
no,
ago.
go ahead, big brother,
They
Lester.
said they're gonna charge that woman with assault now.
Oh, now the table's changing.
They charging her
Well,
with
that's
assault.
good. I mean, I don't want.
Yeah, 7 months
No,
later
I ain't gonna
they
lie. I
charging
want
her.
her ass to get roasted. I ain't gonna start sugarcoating nothing for TikTok. I want asses roasted. I'm a roaster.
What happened?
He. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead, big brother.
No,
You go
I
ahead and
might
tell
not
it
know
what
every
happened.
detail. Yeah, I think so basically she was actually the one that was the aggressor. And she kind of like faked certain things and said that he did certain things, and then they found out through video footage that she was capping. So it's funny because now he with Megan Good. So that's what happens to so many of these brothers when they try to step across the fence
Talking about
and they
that
get their ass handed to them. They come running back to a black woman. But now that they got this video footage and this evidence, they actually charge her. They officially pressing charges on her. So it was in the news just today that they charging her. So
Oh wow.
yeah.
He definitely did run back.
But the funny thing is, the damage has kind of been done, right? Because he had a whole contract with the military. He had certain movies and things that he was doing that was supposed to
Yeah.
come out. Now we're
Yeah,
in the
he
middle of
was
the
like
writers.
looked at like one of the next Denzel type. Like the roles he was getting was no play roles.
Yeah, and so now that little spot on your rec, that little blemish of you could be the N word we think you all are anyway.
Yeah.
That you know what I'm saying? That trauma that it triggered that stereotype narrative that they've already been fed about black men, and so now it's going to be hard for a white audience to unsee that, even if the allegations aren't true.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're trying to offer him back some of his contracts, supposedly. So
Yeah, we'll see.
maybe things can be okay again for him.
Mhm. Like yeah. I mean, that's their thing. I said the same thing about R. Kelly before we knew what was going on with him. I was telling my wife like after all the allegations came out, I was just telling my wife like it don't matter if he did it or not. At this point, it's over for him. Like you ain't no coming back from that. But R. Kelly was a menace. You can't compare him to Jonathan. But I'm just saying, certain Jonathan Majors, he had reached that white audience side of being in black in entertainment. Like they finally starting to know who he was, and so now he might be the monster they think we all are. So we'll see. But go ahead, pint size. You wasn't finished yet.
My bad. I start talking in the comments, vibing like I'm vibing with the chat. Hey,
Yeah.
but I really want to get back to that real estate one day when we get a little time. I'm me. I'm mean and militant. I don't mind. I don't mind that. You can feel free to hate on me. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But I love all the panel, this whole chat. I ain't heard none that was uneducated, no unfounded going on this evening. Man, it's beautiful, bro. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. What you say you want to talk about tribalism stuff like that? What you talking about? Going back to
I
the
want to try to figure out how to really do this. I mean, the traveling part is easy, but I have a
Mm,
home that's paid off. Hold on. It's a 2-family home, and I'm trying to decide, should I just rent it out and try to collect my money while I'm coming back and forth? Should I just dump it and bounce, man? Because right now I see stuff going. I'm like, my house probably won't be worth what it's supposed to be worth once all that bricks and everything hit the fan real like a little harder. They
mhm.
they just quieting down on it. It's still happening. It ain't went nowhere. Bricks
Yeah.
is still happening, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
May I jump in there, King?
Oh yes.
Please.
Yes. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So you should absolutely rent it out because we are going to, first and foremost, as Black landowners and property owners and homeowners and building owners and developers, etc., we're going to be the first ones that downturned economy and going into a buyer's market. They're going to tell us we're in a buyer's market, even though we aren't. And it's going to hit us first because economically we are always hit first and hardest. And so I would tell you to rent it out because that way you can actually get more money. Use so
Yes,
of the
ma'am.
money that you get for rent, take 30% of that every month and put it in a fund, an account. I call it a JIC account, a just in case. Put it in a JIC
Okay.
account, and so anything that comes up with the house, you're able to draw on, like if there's a pipe burst or if there's, that you don't have to just do all an insurance claim because that will cost you further in the long run. So put that JIC account together, 30% of the income, whatever your mortgage is, you go 60% of
But
that
see, I don't
mortgage
have a
on
mortgage anymore, Empress. I don't have an Empress. I don't have nothing. All I got to do is pay property taxes right now. My house, I
property
paid it
taxes.
all the way off. And it's,
Yep,
you
I
know, I just
apologize.
don't want to lose. I don't want. I'm like, man, should I thought it was gonna be my income for when I get to Africa, but now I'm
Right.
starting to worry that they gonna do something weird over here. What you know, and it's gonna be mud. You know, I don't. It's a real fragile situation that we're dealing with. And y'all be
Right.
careful with that Ghana and Kenya, because I want to say that too. They are working with them folks. Ghana president went in there and sat in front of them folks
I
and
seen
begged for
that.
them to come do
Yes.
something with that Niger. And I ain't playing about that. I don't
I
like that.
seen that.
Kenya,
Yep.
Rudo, I really, really like Rudo, but he's a skinny, grinning, cat ass nigga, bro.
Don't say
What?
that, but
Don't
yeah.
say the N
Rudo is
word.
a buster.
He,
I thought he was that one. I thought I was hearing him talk. I
Yeah.
was like, Rudo is the G. Then I
The
saw
but
what he
greatest.
he
did trying
back
to send them folks to Haiti. I sent my brothers to Haiti to kill, to mess with Haiti, with other brothers.
Kenyan
Oh
Parliament
man, he
blocked
done.
him. They're not
The
going.
great.
The
Yeah.
Kenyan Parliament blocked him.
They
That
need
is
to
one
lock
thing that I
him
will
because
say is
what I had a problem with was because he said at first he would let African Americans come to Kenya. He said, "Come on home to Africa, and you can come here visa free." And
Mm.
now I've seen him say that they're going to open up Kenya to the whole world because Kenya, Africa is the home of humanity. So
Yep.
anyone,
He officially he backtracked on that as well after receiving enough backlash.
oh word, okay, because
Yeah.
I was giving him backlash, bro. I was upset, bro. I'm like,
it.
I
It
I
can't
know.
believe you did that.
I
it
heard
is
it from
so
you first. I
frustrating.
couldn't believe it.
I
It
was
is so
Saudi. I'm like,
frustrating.
bro, he had me geeked. I'm like, we can go. I'm about to set this up now. Like, what we need to sign, what we need to do, how you sign up for it to move. I mean, at least to get that other dual citizenship.
I need to see
What?
when you
What?
backtracked, and I still give him. He messed up like Jonathan
Yeah.
Majors. Now he got that spot on his record. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? 'Cause now it's
Yeah.
like
He's
I
I'll
don't.
tell you.
suspicious now.
Yeah,
I'll
like
tell
you
you
a
if you
real. If you really Pan African, you should have knew better than to say something stupid like that.
But the one
absolutely. I
in
will
Ghana
tell you
though,
all the thing that bothers me the most is if you watch the model. So I'm the senior most. I hate to admit it, but I am the elder here. So if you watch the model, if you go back about 60 years, if you watch the model of how they've tried to portray Africa and African government as being so incredibly corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is it's always actually Western influence and it's Western uh, interjection that causes the corruption.
Right.
It's never our people. So
Mm-hmm.
of course, what happens if you watch the model for about 60 actually, to be honest with you, probably 80 years. If you watch the model, what they do is an African president, king, however, whatever the title is, will reach out to Black Americans. There, it has happened every so a generation is 40 years. So if you look at the past four generations, which would be 160 years, Africans will reach out to Americans, and then it just automatically what happens is the Western world and YT people and colonialists reach in and go, well, we'll give you money for this. Well, we see that because they see the leverage and that money. It ain't lying when it says money is the root of all evil. That phrase, and I don't want people to say that that's a faith phrase. That's just a man's phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Money being the root of all evil, we will, because of the scarcity, we operate. I wish our people would stop operating from a mindset of scarcity and
Mm-hmm.
start realizing that we are the manifestors of everything. So
Mm-hmm.
we are the originators, we are the original man, therefore we are the manifestation of everything that the earth's bounty comes up with. So instead of doing that, what we do is we somebody shoot down Cowboy Bob King. So what we do is it happens like there's this replicated model. If you all look, I promise you, if you look historically, it has happened like every 20 to 40 years. African governments reach out to Black Americans and try and like redo the kind of Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was the third or fourth iteration. And so what happens is we end up, yes, please, Leisha. I was like pew pew him immediately, not immediately, but immediately. But so we end up corrupting the process. because there is a huge effort in keeping that cognitive dissonance, in keeping the separation of us from our homeland and our cultures from being redefined and reaffirmed. That is to me, I believe, this is totally my opinion, I believe that it is totally rooted in because if Black Americans really, really connected with Africans in the way that we're supposed to, oh hell, the world power structure would be flippity, flip flipped. Like we would be thing. Like we
I
would
wish you
be.
was. No, you're right. I wish you was on the live that we was on earlier because this is exactly
Uh-huh.
what the topic was. I got some Pan African friends. Shout out to Fire Squad if y'all in here. But yeah,
Thank you, Queen, for the gifts.
they from all
Yeah.
over the diaspora. We was talking exactly about this. We don't need reparations. We just got to reconnect with the continent. That's all. Like
That's
that should
that's
be
it.
what we all think about. Oh, look down here where you see in the comments the fire. Follow this brother right here, Kron Synchro. Please follow
Okay.
this brother.
Yes, sir.
Sister.
Yeah, that's my brother right there. Pull up, Crown. Hey,
Yeah,
but check
yeah.
this.
Kron, listen, his platform is where the real Pan Africans at. It's like this the cool kids corner of TikTok. Like
Okay.
yeah, it's like going to church. Just cleanse yourself. And he's like,
Okay. Love it. I love it. Yeah,
yeah,
I'll tell you the greatest. So I just did. I'm gonna. Man, I got so much information. Your wife and we're gonna have a like a offline.
yeah.
Um,
All right.
so I just did a thing on. I also, in addition to being in communications, I'm a certified counselor. So I'm about mental health liberation because I believe that if we are liberated as a people, our mental state and our spiritual state in this country as Black people, we have just been we have PTSD. Like just I just did this whole talk to this I'll have to send you my TED talk too, but I did this whole talk to a medical society here in the Midwest, and I was explaining to them, one of the doctors was ignorant enough to ask me, like, why is it that diseases hit Black and brown people so much. You're telling us that medicine is so racist and blah blah blah. So he, of course, he was going to learn me, and I was like, well, first and foremost, being Black and brown on this planet, but specifically in this country,
Mm-hmm.
I said, what is the stress hormone? And he was like, cortisol. And I said, well, why do you think you find more than 8 times the level of cortisol in Black and brown people in this country than you do YT people? Because it's stressful as fuck just being Black. Like just getting up in the morning, I'm like, oh shit, I got to go through this again. I got to just go be Black in America. So that's stressful. And it is, it is an attack on our sensibilities from the giddy up. Then you go to the like Ayurvedic drip on our forehead that we have every day, that we are less than, we are, we don't amount to, we're a minority when in fact we are the global majority. We aren't this and we are that. And then how you, not only are we stereotyped, but how you perpetuate the monologue, not dialogue, but the monologue that you created as YT people. And then you add that to having food deserts. You add that to the systemic ways that we have been corralled and kept from the spirit of excellence in which we operate genetically.
Mm-hmm.
Then you add all of that up, and that equals disease, because there is only so much that the human body can take. There is a reason why you see diseases in this country that you see in no other Black person of the African diaspora anywhere across this country. I mean, across this planet.
Yeah.
They just don't exist at the level that they do here. So I'm sorry, I digress. But so
That's right.
the greatest thing that is literally, it is something that I call out to the ethos every day, that I pray, manifest, I meditate on, I speak to our ancestors about every day, is for us to reconnect to our origin. Because once we do that, oh my gosh, you all, if everybody went to find an African, I don't care if it's a pen pal. I don't care if we have right now, we have so few degrees of separation among the world because of tickety tock, because of the internet. If you just connect to people of your, not even your ancestry, but your ethnic and cultural origin, and we start to create those collaborative bridges again. There is no thing that we cannot do as a people. There is no corruption that we cannot overturn. There is no spirit that we cannot evacuate. There is no money that we cannot have. There is no riches in the earth that we cannot protect. And it is because of that cognitive dissonance, and it is because of, quite frankly, our generational apathy is my greatest fear. Like I have, if I told y'all my kids are like so the most fair skinned militant ass people you'd ever want to meet. Because I mean, when I go up to my kids' school, they're like, "Oh Lord, what now?" Because I think that is to your point, King, that it is our millennials, our Gen Zers, and the next. You all are actually the tail end of this last generation. So we keep saying like Gen Xers, Gen Zers, but actually a generation is 40 years. So actually, from millennials to Gen Zers, you all make up a full generation.
Right.
And you all are our saving grace. You all are who's supposed to help right some of these wrongs, because you all have a certain expectation and entitlement that the last generation, meaning the greatest generation and the silent generation that gave to me, the Gen Xers, they gave us. I'm the beginning of the Gen X generation. And so, what the silent generation and the greatest generation gave us was that fight. Was the like, this shit is just so wrong.
Yeah.
And so then that moved into us. So we were the bridge generation, because now here came technology through my generation. So we were supposed to use these things to connect us and be able to say quicker, faster, and a lot more broadly. We're supposed to expose untruths. We're supposed to expose. I think that's why cell phones. Everybody's a cameraman and as a person who started out in news. Everyone is a newscaster.
Yeah.
And that is part of my generation's gift to you all's generation, is show this the disgust and show the depravity that YT people and colonialists have put in the earth. Show it, and show it every second, so that we can not only expose but then come together and change. So I'll shut up, y'all, and but you struck a nerve, and I had to come back in the box, y'all.
Well, that's
But
real.
love you, and all
Yeah.
you all. Thank you for the
Yeah.
gifts who've blessed me, and
I
I'll shut
appreciate
up now and drop back out.
it. Man, that's quite a lot. That's she said quite a word, honestly. This is gonna be a good live. I'm gonna upload this on the YouTube, y'all.
Your mic not working.
Oh, you can't hear me?
They can hear you, but it's not working.
Can y'all hear me?
You're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear me? All right. They said they can hear me.
They can hear you, but
Okay.
it's not like the mic on.
It's not. Do y'all hear this?
No,
No,
we
I
hear
think
you
your
fine,
mic is
but the
gone.
mic is
Oh, y'all
off.
can just hear me through here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know why I'm doing that, but let's go to the next guest. It's probably better now. I hope so. Kron, what's good, brother?
Not much, bro. Just passing through, showing some love,
Yes,
Then,
sir.
as
Everybody, all the Pan Africans follow brother Kron. If you're not a Pan African, you're gonna get booted from the space. So don't even come up there with that FBA nonsense, or come up there with that. If you got mayonnaise between your ears, if you don't got a washcloth in your bathroom right now, don't go somewhere else with that. You know what I'm saying? Go to Kmart. Do they have Kmart anymore? Nah, go to Walmart and buy you some rags. Don't go on Kron's live. But everybody else, Kron is where it's at, yo. I'll tell you now.
Thank you very much, son. And trust me, it feels good hearing it from you, because you're live, if not the best live, or one of the best live on TikTok. So to hear that from you,
Appreciate that, man.
it says a lot,
Yeah. Nah, me and Kron are on the same mission. So he's one of the ones that y'all get a lot of valuable information from as well. We on the same mission. That's all it is. We about our people, and so You know, we know that we are propagandized with anti-blackness at a young age. So in order to balance that, we need Pan-African propaganda all over the world. If you from the Caribbean, the continent of Africa, or anywhere else in the diaspora, we all one family. We all got one goal, one purpose, and that is to reunite with brothers and sisters and what's going on the continent. So, yeah, we working towards that goal. Garveyism. Learn you something. You gonna learn today. That's the thing. I wish Scrappy was here too, because Scrappy teaching y'all about Kemet. Man, we got some great Pan-African content creators. But yeah, so we were talking about feminism. Any of the questions above, Crown? You want to talk to us about any of the questions?
No, it's that religion one, man. Like on the fire upon religion.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I feel
Burn it
like
up.
if we kind of come out of the religious belief, we feel like the religion tie to a lot of things where really affect we like on a day-to-day basis, you know. Only on TikTok, I see where you find people where really I get serious about. No one hear about this religion thing. You see me, we are run them out of space as soon as them come with it because it breeds too much division, and if we are try to find ourselves, we can't praise this white Jesus, you know what I mean? And it even make no sense we are going to talk about say Jesus black. No, just give them white Jesus and deal with the one thing, you know what I mean? Because we have the original. Let's work with the original story and put the fairy tales aside because it just make we more lost than how lost we is already. We need to find ourselves, so.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
just
I was watching a video of John Henry Clark talking about the Islamic invasion in of Africa, or the Arab invasion, but he was talking about how Islam came with them, and he was saying that as Africans, our spirituality is more core to who we are. You know, our ancestors didn't build cathedrals to the heavens because they believed that God was in the earth. So they believed in the creator being in the ground. So you might find like smaller statues and smaller pyramids and things of that sort. But he was talking about how we believe in things in their purest form because we're so connected to our spirituality, and they took our spirituality to form these religions. African spirituality is the root of all these religions, Christianity and Islam, and even Judaism. It's African spirituality that gave birth to all of these, Abrahamic and all other religions as well. But we can get to that another time. But because they took our ingredients and made food that was supposed to be a tool to colonize us, it made those tools more effective. When they brought back religion to the continent, Islam and Christianity, they had morphed it into a political tool by which they could, colonize and take power over our people and our land. And so we believe the spiritual part, not realizing that they're using it politically. And that's the problem. Where we actually believe when they say that they're Christian that they love their neighbor, even though we've seen what they've done to us, we've seen what they've done to other countries, we've seen what they've done to other people, but we believe them when they say that Jesus is the light of the world, and they have love for everyone, and the golden rule: treat others the way they should treat you, or you should treat them, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The golden rule. But same thing with Islam. We believe because of the spirituality that's part of our culture, and I thought that was interesting.
But you know what I want to say to just land my plane, bro. One of the main reasons why I kind of keep on burning the fire upon it, guys, coming into my awareness and just examining things from different perspectives, looking at it from different angles. The power of the woman, I see it kind of get ignored, especially in them Christianity thing, because like even with the Trinity, where them say them Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Me not like how them hide the presence of the feminine energy, which the woman them is so powerful, especially in the app you know, or me see the especially black woman, the presence of the black woman right now and the black woman voice is very valid, and you know, so we have to highlight these things, especially if religion a try make the woman look small. We have to put the woman back on top, put her in her rightful place. You know what I mean? So
That's
that's
right. That's
one.
right. That's right. Shout out to
Yes,
that stuff.
sir. Yes, sir.
Shout out to all the queens, man. We love y'all. Hold on, let me get the clap. We need the
The
woman back on
matriarch
top.
is everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm with that. That means a more balanced society. So we want that. I don't know what the marshmallow folks had going on up in Europe, where they had to start subjugating and oppressing they women. And that
They
is why
ain't like their, I was finna say, bro, they ain't like their own women. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Because they
Mm-hmm.
so okay, I ain't gonna, I might get in trouble. Let me calm down.
They don't like their own women. And the funny thing, they don't. They really don't. They have shown that. And then the funny thing is too, because Sister Peaches that came up here earlier, she said, what she say? She said something about her age, and she was like, you know, kind of like, you know, refraining from, you know, going too deep into it, you know. And she said she's an elder up here. I'm like, in our culture, we respect that, you know. She know that, but I'm saying to the audience, you know what I'm saying? We respect the elder. A woman don't lose value in our culture when she's older. Only in their culture, where they like little children, do they need a woman to stay young, like, you know, and you know, Britney Spears with the school outfit on, shaking her behind, like we black men. So right. You know, I if anything, I was the type to like them older than me. My wife, we the same exact age, but you know what I'm saying? But you
we
know,
was quiet though when she came up, bro. Like, wasn't nobody saying, that was the most respect, bro. A lot of times when, you know, we get to talking, it get loud sometimes, you know, just between certain folk. But bro, when somebody like that come on, that's like Mama Mooga pull up on us. We about to shut up. If Mama Mooga pull up on her, I'm gonna be so quiet.
That's right. And then, you know, so yeah, and then that's the thing. Like, look at our movements. Like, we've had the elders be sisters all the time. So unlike any movement going on in the thin lip community, except for feminism, I guess that's the only time, you know, the women will speak up. But for the most part, the white tea women don't speak for white tea people. But we'll throw a sister up there. That's because we know the power structure of our home.
Not to mention, a lot of those white feminist movements was inspired by black movements, by black females. So that too. But go on,
True.
brother. You listen.
Yes, sir. That's absolutely true. And we were talking about how shooting the dozens, you know, when little boys make fun of other little boys, that's a tradition that goes all the way back to Africa. That go back thousands of years. The reason little boys do that is because they testing you to see how strong you are in your identity. They'll make fun of your nose, make fun of your hair, make fun of something, make fun of your shoes. They make, you know, they'll make fun of who you are a little bit so that you learn how to like not care. Like, you know, now you a grown man, somebody make fun of your nose. They've been doing that your whole life. You just you know, like you numb to it, like it kind of help you to grow an armor. And so that's where shooting the dozens that come from Africa. And in shooting the dozens, it even shows in Africa how our power structure, because you wanna poke at the power structure or who's the leader in your home, right? So you're always gonna say your mama was so fat, she this, that, the third, you know, your mama, this, that, the third. When they say your mama, it's because that's where your power comes from. They know that. So that's why they picking at it. And because they know that's the one that they have to knock off the throne in order to get you out your feelings. And so that just once again shows how that also goes all the way back to our culture in Africa. So, you know, exactly. The woman is the core. So, you know, we don't let that feminism separate us anymore, and I'm glad to see that because I've hosted this live a few times, and I've had sisters come up here, and then I did have one sister that was pretty interesting, but we got into a little thing, but long story short, I'm up here to teach y'all womanism is definitely a lot less toxic for us. Womanism is just what we talked about just now, putting sisters back in their rightful place as respected in our community. I'm gonna go to Brother Yelly. Give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
I'm 34. I'm black male, man, he, him.
All right, go ahead, talk to us.
Um, it's funny how you were saying like a lot of things go back to Africa and we don't even know it. And I was on one of these lives and I was having like somebody, one of them those whole we Native American, we not African people. And I had a question for them that nobody can ever answer this. And I'm like, so if like my mother and my father comes from PR and DR. I was born and raised in the Bronx. I'm a black man. Both parents come from the slave houses of both islands. And I was telling
Wow.
them in every culture where black people was dropped off, right? And throughout the African diaspora, you have
Mm-hmm.
African influence the heaviest in our music, bachata, merengue, in our
Mm-hmm.
cuisines and our attire. You
Mm-hmm.
see like Yoruba influence. You see like Nigerian
Big
influence.
time.
You see, and I'm like, if
Benin and
even
Haiti.
here in America, and so my question is, if black people are native, how come we all, wherever you see us in Jamaica, Cuba, Puerto Rico, DR, America, we have these traditions that our ancestors left to us. And
Mm-hmm.
so hearing you say that, there's so much things that can be traced back to Africa. Like you said, they're the beginning of a lot of things, of all music, of certain everything. Every place where you look at the culture, the
Yeah.
trendsetters are black people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The most popular things come from the slave houses, from oppression. And so yeah, I can relate to that a lot.
Yeah.
To answer the questions, when I think about it, I think any system. What's that, puppy? That's it, and then you got to go to bed. I'm sorry, that's my boy. Um,
Okay.
and I think any system that from colonialism is not beneficial for us. Like that whole list is a no for me. You know what I'm saying? I think does feminists benefit us? No. Religion? No. Interracial marriage? Definitely not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, you love who you love, but I think black women should be put first and on a pedestal. And if you don't
Mm-hmm.
love your black woman, how do you really love yourself? We come from a black woman. It doesn't really
Talk
make
about
sense.
it. Mm-hmm.
And before shout out to the Palestinians, and my heart goes out to them. But before, we struggle in our own countries. You know what I'm saying? We've been had problems that nobody really care about. So before being pro anything is black people, and that's
Right.
just my opinion on it.
I heard that. Shout out to this brother, man. He came up here. He came up here and knew the assignment. For the religion talk, I also wanted to point out, man, that African spirituality, the reason it's so sacred, the reason it resonates with the whole world to the point where they took and made religions based on our spirituality, the reason why African culture runs so deep to those that have left the continent hundreds of years ago is because our culture, unlike everyone else's culture, we got a special magic sauce in our culture. Humanity. That's the sauce. We invented humanity. We was the first humans. You understand? So they culture, like Asian culture, goes back. I don't even know, but let's say 50,000 years. Like that's giving it a lot. That's a damn lie. I think I'm lying, but let's say it's even that, right? European culture only goes back 8,000 years. They don't got nothing before that. We know that 100,000 years ago, people started to even leave the continent. 100,000 years ago. That's the earliest evidence we can find of people leaving the continent. Our culture, 300,000 years. You understand? You know how long that is? Jesus supposedly was 2,000 years ago. So it's the year 2023. That's 2,000 years. And look how Christianity's all over the place and everything, and people can't remember a time before Christianity damn near. That's why Jesus was born to change the whole calendar. Now we live in AD before it was BC. Like, you know what I'm saying? But what's crazy is our culture got the secret sauce. Think of how many people over 300,000 years shaped that culture. Like, if you think of like a canvas, right? Like you painting a canvas, and one person put one line, and another person put another line, and another person put another line. After 300,000 years, you have a masterpiece, and that's Black culture. It comes from humanity. We are eons ahead of everyone else when it comes to spirituality. We shaped that for 300,000 years. When it comes to our culture, we shaped that for 300,000 years. When you look back at African history, when you listen to John Henry Clark, when you listen to Yosef Ben Yakinen speak about our people, even Sheikh Anta Diop, when you listen to these people talk about our culture, they was way ahead of their time. The programming in your phone right now is based off of Yoruban language with 256 characters. In your phone, math was sacred to our ancestors. We don't even know that. Math was sacred to our ancestors. Math was a sacred science. It was a spiritual practice to do math because they knew it was the language of the universe. So it's crazy how even today we're still using the knowledge of our ancestors. It's just now it's been repackaged by Europeans. They took what we had, and that's what they do. So that's what they always do. They take what we have and then they sell it back to us. And you know, I just want to just remind everyone of why it's not that it is that we're those magic people, but let me tell you the core reason why. It's because after 300,000 years, you get it right. You have 300,000 years to get it right. You're going to get spirituality right. You're going to get culture right. You're going to get religion right. You're going to get math right. There's a lot of brain power that went behind our culture. Never forget who you are.
Amen. I had a quick question too, and I already said my piece, so I do got to, I got a big day tomorrow, my kid's school, but I wanted to ask because I always found this funny, and I don't know how do I even word it? Basically, like when you look at every continent in the world and every people, and the indigenous people are people of color. You saying they popped up like a couple like 10,000 years ago? Where are white people native to? Because even in Alaska, where it's cold and they barely get sun, if you look at the native people there, they are melanated. There's no place in the world where they're not melanated. Where I always wonder, like,
There
where
is
white
no
people come
place.
from?
There is no place where white people are indigenous except the moon.
Yeah, that's so weird to
The
me because
moon is the moon is the only place where they can say they've been there first. Other than that, somebody said the caves. I'm dead. I'm dead. Please don't make me laugh, Alicia. Damn, she making me laugh, yo. That's hilarious. She said the
Yo, but
caves.
thank you for having me up here. I love your lives.
Yeah.
I hit a follow. You know what I'm saying? I do gotta get to bed. I enjoy the live just listening in too. And God bless everybody. Bless
All
everybody on
right.
the panel.
All right. Ashe, brother. Thank you for coming up. But yeah, the only place that the ice people are indigenous is the moon. That's the only place. Or someone said Mars. They ain't been to Mars yet, but only place where they indigenous, because the indigenous people are the first people of a land, so they ain't been nowhere first. But 8,000 years. Someone said test tubes. Y'all need to stop. Y'all talking about Yakub, but according to anthropology and archaeologists, 8,000 years ago, their phenotype started to present itself. And according to Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop, Indians are basically dark-skinned white people. So what white people looked like back then would have been Indian people. And they started to have carry
Well,
certain traits later on.
can I say something
Yeah.
in regards to that too as well? Because one thing I always realize is that I'm a black man. I got nappy hair. So when we are the only ones that have it like that, nappy, that's why I'm called nappy root. So it has a lot to do with your genealogy of you as a human being.
Yeah.
And my hair is nappy. Even though I'm light skinned, but my hair is nappy. So some people, I've seen some, like we talk about, like you talk about like India, Pakistan. I've seen some, and I know that they're cool, but they're like blacker than me and you, but their hair is straight, but they darker than me and you. Because I mean, I don't live in that part of the world. I just live in America, to where when we see people in different ways, we ask ourselves a question. They call us niggas and black ass niggas, but it's
don't
some
say
other
all
in the
that.
world. But
Please be careful.
no, I'm not that. I am not that. I am not that. But
No, I'm
but they
saying on
darker than me
TikTok.
and you.
On TikTok, you can't say certain things. But go ahead.
Okay. Oh, well, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I just
No,
something
you
thing
good.
wrong.
You already said it now. Go ahead.
But see, the thing is that I don't know today what people are being taught, our children, or what they're learning. I'm 60 years old, so I can pretty much vouch for a lot of things that I see. It's like I just listen to certain things. I see the world as it is, and in America too. And I can only say it's what I guess they got everybody fooled. For the most part, it's like but see, we as a race of people, we are the most unique of the all races in the world because we are the originals.
Right.
We are the originals, and we are the most hated. And why we're the most hated, I don't know. We ain't hurt nobody. We ain't did nothing wrong to nobody. I think what it is that, matter of fact, not that I think I know for a fact, is that who we are, they want to hide from us who we really are. And it's like, I'm going to say this happening in Israel. First of all, we have to realize that's in power over there. There are imposters. Because it talks about the 12 tribes. If you ever speak to one of them like that and ask them, were you ever enslaved? Were your people ever? No. So, and it says written. So how you got claims on the land that's not yours? Because you know what? We are the ones. But see, we have to understand that and look at it and then put it in perspective. Everybody is not going to feel that way. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I respect all my Muslim brothers and sisters and Hindus, whatever they believe in, because everybody got to believe in something. And, the thing is, I would never say bad upon nobody about what they believe in. I believe in what I believe in. Because they might look at like what I believe in might be wrong too. I don't care. But the thing is, the thing that I learned is that always, as my grandma told me, because she was very religious too, as long as you treat people the way you want to be treated, you will never go wrong. And I think the world probably should look at that in a manner that really something that we all gonna live by. I mean, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And that's always gonna be that way. So you have to look at it in a manner, and you have to teach it in a manner the same way. Well, we some things we can't stop things that we agree with or disagree with, which is that ain't right. That ain't right. But also at the same time, as long as it's known to where it's something that can be discussed like we're in this forum right now. And first of all, thank you for letting me in, because it's like, I think a lot of things that, I don't know, people in general are taught differently in different ways, and it's like, cause I'm 60 years old, so I've seen a little bit of everything. I mean, military, all that. So my opinion that I know.
I'm sorry. It's thundering over here. That sound like a bomb. You heard that? I'm sorry, yo. Did y'all hear that?
No, I ain't hear nothing.
Oh, okay.
Where,
We heard him.
I'm sorry, I got noise.
Where is this?
That sound like a bomb went off, yo.
I thought something might have dropped
That
in your
was
house or
his
something.
ass talking out his mouth.
Listen, I'm not used
Who
to
said
Texas.
that?
It's like Jurassic Park out here. I don't know how y'all do it. That sounded
Well, you know what?
crazy.
One thing about Mother Nature, they call it Mother Nature, right? When all them atoms and molecules in the sky, when it forms lightning, it's gonna go
Unfollow.
where it's gonna form. And you might be a bar-handed, or it's like, oh shit, it just missed me. I see some lightning in my day, just like that sucker just missed me. I just riding down the street and it, boom! It's like it just missed me by like 10 or 12 feet. Could hit my car. But so we don't know.
All right.
Mother Nature is gonna always gonna be like it is. It's better to be covered and be away from it.
All right.
We
Well,
know how
thanks
it
for
goes.
sharing that.
You know, we know how it goes. I mean, this is like if you do evil things in life, if you're on the block doing evil things, well, I could tell you if you're doing evil on the block, evil will come back to you. And if you catch a hot one or two or whatever, you might live, you might die, but don't be out there doing devilish deeds. And who's to say who's right or wrong? But right or wrong, I
Well, this
tell
was
you, don't be out
interesting.
there doing that. Don't be out there doing that.
All right. We appreciate you.
I'm just gonna say it like it is, and you know, it's like I just happen to get in here. Thank you for letting me in your forum
All
and
right.
everything, and
Yeah.
it's like, cause I be bouncing around about different things.
All right. Yeah. All right. Someone said we done. Done. I gotta get out of here. Today was a short one, man. I appreciate y'all.
Night.
Thanks for contributing today. Yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Big love.
One
Hey,
Later,
love.
bro.
y'all have
Yes,
a great
yes.
night.
All right, you too. I'll to the ancestors, Molly, the sisters that moderate the space. I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll be trying to make like a video and then go live. Like I've been trying to do that, except the problem is I'll be trying to like fact check and like make sure my videos I say things right. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about videos is I could talk easier to y'all here because I can correct myself. But when I put a video up, I can't like correct myself if I make a mistake. So yeah, like I'll be up tomorrow at least by 7. At least by 7. So I'll be up tomorrow. All right, y'all. One love. Appreciate y'all. Peace.